Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Rewind That. It's your girl Miss K. If this is your first time coming across my channel, welcome. Please be sure to subscribe if you like the vibe and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload more videos like this one. Alright guys, today we're going to be going over the latest episode of The Oval, Season 2, episode number 15 called Don't Move, okay? So, I just want to shout out real quick my new subscribers. Thank you so much to you guys. Hope you guys stay for the ride. And also the ones that came over from Lamont and Moochie's channel. So great to have you, and shout out to my OGs. You know I love you all. All right, let's get into this episode, guys. So the episode starts where it left off, right? With Max and Bobby now on the ground after the drone hit the house. So Max was trying to tell Bobby not to move because it was a drone that hit the house and it will be circling back around. And Bobby got on my nerves, guys, okay, in this scene because he kept questioning Max. Like, why? How do you know that? And I'm like, Bobby, Max used to work in the White House, okay, as a secret agent. Don't you think he would know a few things? Anyway, so Max tries to get Bobby to see that Lily is the one who probably gave them up, but Bobby says no, she didn't, so don't even think about it. Next, Ruth and the Raku finally bring Barry to the compound and Daikon comes out. And Ruth tells him that she got the money from Barry and it's for the highest, right? Everything for the highest. But Barry, who's being held back by 3 Raku members, lets Ruth and Daikon know that he doesn't have time for their weird cult stuff, okay? And he just wants his daughter, all right? So honestly, guys, I really wanted Barry to just shut up and listen to what Daikon had to say. Not for anything helpful, but just because at this point, Barry is at a disadvantage right now, you know? And all that screaming is not going to help anything. But anyway, I'm feeling a little impatient with this storyline already because I just want to know what's going to happen. You know, like what's the purpose of bringing Barry to the compound? I don't watch Ruthless, so I don't have a clue of what to expect, right? But a part of me was wondering if Ruth smacking Barry and then knocking him out was her way of helping him, you know? Because she knows what these people are capable of. So maybe instead of letting them get to Barry, she did it herself. I don't know. But let's move on, guys. Next, we're going to skip over the scene where Kyle stalks Dale and finds out that he's homeless and sleeps in a truck, and bring it over to Nancy and Richard. So Richard sees that Barry didn't come home last night. So of course he's worried and wants to find him. But Nancy, she wants to talk to Richard, okay? She's like, please listen to me. And when she said this, guys, I thought she was about to give some more details on, you know, the affair that she had with his father. But all she said was, I love you and I'm sorry. What can I do to make it up to you? And I was just thinking that this ain't nothing new from what she's been saying, right? She was saying these things before Richard knew who the father was. So come on now, girl. Sheesh. Next, Sam comes back home after Priscilla threw his behind out last night, and he tells Scylla that he needs to get some of his things. But then he asks Priscilla if she took $25,000 out of his account because checks are bouncing. So Scylla says yes, and I'm going to take everything else. Anyway, guys, Priscilla tells Sam to get out again, so he leaves. But before we move on, I just want to say that the angry black woman role doesn't fit Priscilla to me. You know, she definitely has a right to be pissed off about the circumstances, but in my opinion, it just doesn't fit her character to act the way she's acting. You know, like it just looks weird on her. You know, she's more like the cool, calm, praying friend. Like that's what Tyler Perry introduced her as. And so to see her like this is like, I don't know. I mean, yeah, there are sides to us. When we get upset, there's a different side a lot of the times. But I guess what I'm trying to say in the nicest way possible is that for that actress, I guess, it's just not really selling for me, you know, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful to nobody. All right, anyway, next, Victoria comes out of her bathroom smiling because she just finished talking to Sam, who she also told to come to the White House so they could go on a run. So because she's smiling, Hunter is wondering what the heck she's so happy about. And he's also thinking what the heck she's up to because apparently her being happy about something makes him nervous, okay? But Victoria says to Hunter, what does it matter? You just focus on getting your behind down to the Oval and pretending you know what they're talking about. Next, Priscilla gets to Nancy and Richard's house and she sees Nosy Jody on her lawn. And Nosy Jody is still mad at Nancy for yelling at her the night before. And now she's telling Priscilla about it, right? Including the fact that Sam and Richard were fighting. So Nancy comes out and tells Jody that she's sorry, right? But Miss Jody doesn't want to hear it. She tells Nancy that she was just trying to help and she really hurt her feelings. And at this point, all I gotta say is, who cares, Miss Jody? You was doing too much, all that screaming, all that stuff. She was like, oh, I'm gonna call the cops, I'm gonna this, I'm gonna that. Girl, if you're a neighbor and you know these people for years, why the heck would you say you're gonna call the cops? And you knew it was Sam and Richard. Like, stop. So you wasn't trying to help. You was being mixy, okay? Now, if I was Nancy, I'd be like, oh, well, girl, stay mad because you too nosy anyway. And your nosiness is not helpful, okay, to nobody. Anyway, Priscilla goes inside with Nancy, and Nancy lets her know that it is true that Sam and Richard were fighting because Sam accused Richard of telling Priscilla something. So Priscilla lets Nancy know that she can't talk about it because it has something to do with the White House, right? But I don't want to dwell on this scene too much, guys, so I'm just going to get to the point where Priscilla tells Nancy that her and Sam are going to get a divorce. So the funny thing about her saying this is that right before that, Priscilla tells Nancy that time heals everything. And she seems so understanding of Nancy cheating on Richard, right? But with her own situation, she's obviously looking at things much differently. And I'm not judging her. It's just that it would be better for her to be a listening ear instead of lending encouragement to Nancy when she basically reacting the same way Richard is reacting, right? The normal way that people react when their spouse cheats. So it's like, just because it's her friend now who is the cheater, she's being biased. So it's like, now it's just time to just listen to the situation and shut your mouth, Priscilla. All right, next, this scene was just so disgusting to me, guys, right? As we see Kareem's ugly / goofy face as he's ready to let one off, cuz Sharon with her little nasty behind is going down on him. Now, I know this is grown folks' business, but I'm calling her nasty because I don't like her, okay? But I honestly wouldn't have given them the time of day, guys, in this review. But since Richard called Sharon to let her know that Barry didn't come home and he just wanted to know if she had any information on the Rakadushi, I decided to make sure that I mentioned these slime balls, okay? So Sharon tells Richard that Dale has some information on where the Rakadushi is located and asks if she can bring Dale to the White House later on. So let's move on, guys, because I can't stand Sharon and Kareem, especially Kareem, because he's just too audacious for me, guys, okay? Like, he has so much nerve to be upset about Barry so-called popping up when he's the one who kept violating Barry by pushing up on Sharon and eventually stealing her, okay? And I use the term stealing loosely because can't nobody really steal your woman or your man. Anyway, next, Priscilla gets to the White House and she makes a phone call to someone, and it sounds like the person might be a therapist, right? Or something, because she lets him or her know that she needs to get on their schedule as soon as possible because it's important. But when Priscilla says to the person on the other end that it's good to hear your voice too, I started really wondering who this person is, if it's a man and did she used to date him and then he became a therapist? Like, I don't know. My mind was just started going. Anyway, we shall see, right? Next, Sam and Victoria come back from their run, and Victoria starts telling Sam how good he made her feel when they had sex. And Sam was just like, ma'am, did you take that pill? Like, we ain't got time to be over here talking about our sexcapade. Like, stop stalling and take the pill. But anyway, Victoria tells Sam to please let her have her moment. So she continues to tell Sam that the way he held her and knew her body was like nothing she'd ever experienced, right? And first of all, guys, while she was saying all this, I was just so uncomfortable because Victoria just pretty much says whatever comes to her mind, okay? But while she's telling Sam how she orgasmed about 7 times and the love making was something she'll never forget, I was just like, where? Because I didn't see all of that. It looked terrible to me, okay? And Sam's thrusts were almost equivalent to a dog's. But not long after this scene, we did see that Sam and Victoria were at it longer than we thought and long enough to change positions and all that stuff, okay? But I still didn't see what Victoria was talking about, okay? About everything being so great and so euphoric and it was lovemaking. That was not lovemaking, okay? Anyway, but before we go into the next scene, while Sam and Victoria were outside talking, Richard came out to serve Victoria her drinks. So when Victoria hugs Sam and thanks him for making her feel better, like she was freaking Halle Berry in Monsters Ball or something, Sam looks at Richard and says, sorry about last night, man. And Richard was like, I got 2 words for you, brother. Screw you. Then he goes back inside. Now, what I gotta say about this is that I definitely don't blame Richard for his response, okay? Because we gotta remember that not too long ago, he was also in the position of accusing Sam of something he didn't do, which was sleep with Nancy. Now, even though Richard thought it was a strong possibility that Sam slept with Nancy, he allowed Sam to answer the question, and even with Richard being a little skeptical about Sam's answer, he didn't go swinging on him, you know? So I just think that for Sam to act the way he did about the situation was wrong. You know, I do understand that Sam didn't swing first, right? But his approach was way more aggressive than when Richard asked him about Nancy. So, Sam's approach was like he wanted to fight, you know what I'm saying? But it didn't help that Richard was already mad. So anybody stepping to him with hostility was probably going to get swung on. That's just the truth right there, okay? Anyway, guys, we get to the last scene where Priscilla walks into Creepy Jason's room and she wants him to show her what he said he was going to show her. So after all the back and forth, of course, Creepy Jason pulls back his covers and shows his little skinny pencil, okay, to Priscilla. And I'm just so tired of these perverted moments of this guy, okay? We get it. The guy is a sick pervert. Anyway, after Priscilla pretty much tells him off, Jason decides to show her the video of Sam and Victoria having sex on the desk. And I think he showed Priscilla the video at this point to be spiteful because he didn't like how she handled him, okay? Anyway, so now Priscilla is horrified by the video. She already heard the audio, right? But for her to actually see it is a whole nother thing, okay? Okay, so she's crying at this point, right? And she leaves Creepy Jason's room and runs right into Victoria. And that, my friends, is how the episode ended. So let me know what you guys thought about this episode. If there are some scenes that I didn't go over, guys, it was definitely on purpose. But if you'd like to mention them in the comment section, please feel free and I will engage with you, okay? All right, guys, that's the video for today. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload more videos like this one. Until next time, you guys take care and be blessed, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.